Hi, Carrie. I'm going to give you some feedback on your portfolio. I'm going to start at week one and just give you the full um, analysis of what's going on. So it looks like the stuff is missing here, and I don't see any reflection, and I don't see the Jenny activity. That was such an important activity. I'd really like you to do that. You have the personal project here, and you spend some time and there's generated a chatbot and you've decided to do that. So you have a plan there, which is fine. And then you have the description here, which is good. You were absent, but you didn't use the video to actually fill in the key things that you were supposed to contribute in that class. This is a perfect entry. You've got the link and a description, so that's good. So you're kind of at I would say a B because, or low B because you didn't do the Gen A activity or reflection for that week. Week two, you've got your reflection, which is deep dive into practical application, special and then prompt posts. That was your prompt. Okay, and you're supposed to have some sort of an output. Let me just see what that was. So week two, you were supposed to have a link to a document called Lesson 2 Student Learning. And this would be a summary of the benefits and challenges of Gen AI to student learning. I don't see that document here. And then, unless I see the prompt, but I don't see the, and then I don't need these activities, these other stuff here. For this week, it looks like you're missing a contribution for your personal project. In class activities, you've got the link here and the things that you used, and that's grateful. That's good. But you're supposed to use this prompt to, oh, let me just, no, you don't. You're supposed to use this prompt as to do your reflection. So again, you're kind of in that B range. For this week, you've got your Gen A activity, but it seems like it might be the wrong activity. I could be wrong. Let's see. What was this week? The activity was to create an information literacy summary and store it in this document, a Google Doc. Now, I don't see the docs in your document, but maybe you used, like if I go here, I see week 3. Maybe it's in there. I don't know. Um, no, that's not it. Okay, so yeah, so it doesn't look like you did that activity. Throughout this occasion series, the thoughtful in-class, yeah, okay, so that when I talk about Gen A activity, I mean the home activity. So you've done lots of things in class, but you didn't do the Gen A activity. And then we've got the project entry here, so you're making, it looks like you're making progress on that. But it would be helpful if I just see the final output put in there as opposed to here's the challenges. It's just, yeah. So you get your project. Okay, yeah, so that's a good summary. Just not formatted, but it's fine. So you've got a reflection. I don't know what's going on with your project, but it looks like you're doing something. The resource here is not put in like you didn't do your in-class prompt. You've got Sora, but you haven't described it here. And then, so again, you're sort of the B area, right? And then again, for week 4, for each Gen A activity, there has to be an output and there has to be a reflection. it looks like you're kind of just free flowing it into Word, which is fine. I know you're doing the work in terms of reflection, but I don't see the output, the document that was required there. Project, I can see your progress. In-class contributions, this is week 4. You were still meant to be using this prompt, which you didn't. But then I'm wrong here because I see here's an expanded contribution. Okay, so this is actually excellent. It's very expanded. Well done. And then you have this self-assessment here. And I'm assuming that goes somewhere else because I'm going to just X that and put that where it was supposed to go, which is here. And you're supposed to use that guide. And then, so you did your good in-class contributions are fine. You didn't describe this, and this isn't a labeled link. So and then that's the end of, you don't have to contribute anymore to those in-class contribution, the community contributions. So here, again, you're really at a B level because your Gen A activities are uneven and there's nothing produced out of it. So say I'm going to here, lesson 4, you were supposed to, let's take a look. What was it supposed to do? Evaluate a Gen AI tool. Okay, I'm opening up a lot of things here. And here you spent 6 hours revising. Okay, so that was you missed activities. Okay, so that this activity for bridging the gap. So you're describing what occurred in class, which you don't really need to do. It's just the activity that I'm asking you to do. You're describing what's going on in class. You did some reflections on that, but it seems like you're missing the home activity. Yeah, I don't see any home activity, so you missed that aspect of there. I'm not sure why that is, but that's what it is. So there's a problem of having complete work and then also in the formatting here. So I wouldn't say you're at an A. I would say that you're doing a lot of reflection, which I really appreciate for sure. Um, and um, and I don't think you use this self-assessment grading guide. I could be wrong. Um, yeah, because there's the criteria of learning, insight, engagement, challenges, growth, those kinds of things. So that's hard. And so you want to be careful when you're doing self-assessment because at the end you're going to have to make a strong case. Again, this is meant to be a reflection and then a link to the activity, the final document. And then you've got your personal project. So we're getting your reflections are good. The project itself, you can see how it's hard to follow this formatting. It's in the weeks you're putting uploads, tunnel upload chatbot, there's critical services, and this is your response. So I'm not sure your process. I'm not sure of your plan. I don't know how you've created this. You're definitely going to have to create a video to walk me through and if it's a custom chatbot, it probably should be finished by now, unless there's something I'm just missing. In-class contributions, there is a reflection here, which is good. So I'm fine with that. And then you don't, again, I don't know, it was meant this, you don't have to do any more community contributions here. It was meant to be deleted. I think maybe I didn't have access to your portfolio because I was deleting this for a lot of people. Uh, week 6 activity. If I go here, what was week 6 activity? Week 6 activity was creating a list of teaching or learning tasks that Gen A might. So then you're supposed to use this template. So that's what I'm looking for as a link, and then this something that looks like this template. And what I'm seeing here is structuring. yeah, your notebook review, Gen AI tool metric. It seems like you're doing something else. You're describing our activities, what we do in class, which I don't need you to do. So you're just not doing the home activity. So that's a problem. Because as you can see in each lesson here, right at the bottom, it's saying, uh, well, home activities or asynchronous activities. This is, and there it says Gen AI activity. So that seems to be a problem there. You've got your project reflection and the project, and I'm not sure what's going on there. You've got your in-class contributions, which are solid. You're doing reflection, but you're not doing the Gen AI activity. So, and then same thing here. So it's sort of, you're reflecting what we're doing, which is fantastic, but not completing the home activities. And then with the project, it seems like you're keeping a steady um, progress chart here. Um, so there's a lot of testing. Yeah, this is pretty comprehensive. So that's good. Um, and then no more resources. So I'm gonna just do something here and just delete this. I don't need any more resources here. So just to keep this and to keep this and to get rid of this. And then for this, I am going to just the home activity is all I need. And then your own reflection about what you learn. You no longer need to use the prompt. So I'm going to actually, well, I'm going to delete these prompts. And here also, it's complete. Oh, I see. The project's complete at this point. Is it? Okay, so I can look at that. But I'm going to stop here with the video. It's 12 minutes long. So